All right, imagine you walk up on someone who has just been stabbed. Tommy is screaming out for his life and he doesn't know what to do. So you walk up and you just happen to have some gauze. So you take the gauze out and you're shoving it into the wound because you just want to try and stop the bleed and you're putting pressure. But he's still bleeding out. So you grab a tourniquet. And this tourniquet you need to open while still applying pressure to the wound. Now, once you have the tourniquet open, you want to slide it over their arm, which is probably easier with two people, but you want to slide it over their arm. If I can, there we go. Sorry, thank you for lifting your arm, Tommy. And you want to keep going and then put it over, at least 2 or 3 inches over the wound, and tighten it as tight as you can. Okay, once you have tightened it, you want to turn the kit around and still apply pressure to that wound with that gauze. Continue turning the tourniquet around until the bleeding has stopped. And we're just going to say the bleeding has stopped now so you can put that gauze away. Usually, you would keep it on unless it has stopped. Now, since you have turned it enough to stop the bleeding, you will take this white piece over and put it over the tourniquet. It does say, now this is not a real person, so I'm going to lift the arm. Okay, so it does say time on the tourniquet right here because you can have the tourniquet on up to 2 hours before it can start damaging your tissue. And you're going to write down, say, 9 a.m. That's not right. Yeah, I don't care. It's 9 a.m. and you're going to write that down. So at like 11 or 12, you're going to want to make sure that those doctors are helping you. So a tourniquet, now that he's not bleeding out, we're just going to put Tommy away. And he might be screaming out right now, but you're just going to ignore that. So a tourniquet is a life-saving device used to stop severe life-threatening bleeding from an arm or a leg by applying high pressure to constrict blood flow. So the steps to do it is to position the tourniquet 2 to 3 inches above the wound. If you put it below, you're not really constricting that blood flow and you're actually just helping it. So then after you do that, do not put it over a joint because that is one way that you will break something. You tighten it with the tourniquet over here, secure it in here, and then note the time. So the position, I want everyone to be sure not to put it on your neck. That is a way to choke yourself. On your abdomen, they do not make them that size anyways, but that is also just a way for you to not end well, or your chest. So, and tightening it after, so once you are tightening it, you're just going to continue tightening it until the blood stops. The person will be screaming. They will be in pain, and a lot of pain. And you're just going to reassure them, say, Tommy, it's going to be okay. I know that it hurts a lot, and it feels like your arm is getting cut off. But you're just going to have to keep screaming because I'm not taking it off. If you want to live, you're going to have to go through it. So just ignore them, reassure them, and get an ambulance. While you're doing it, please shout to someone to call 911 and point to a certain someone because whenever you say call 911, people just stare at each other awkwardly. All right, so do not remove. If the bleeding continues, apply a second tourniquet directly above the first one. And so 2 hours. And yeah. And then eventually the bleeding will stop and you can get them to a hospital. And maybe not everyone has a tourniquet or gauze on them, but at least you helped save someone's life. So. Okay.